What's up, YouTube friends? So today I got a great stash buster project for you. Recently my friend Rama came over here to Nebraska and we went to the Goodwills and I found 2 bags full of fabric. So the first one I got was this one right here, and it's full of flannel pieces. And a lot of them are a yard to even 2 yards, so this was a great find. And it's actually perfect timing because my niece is having her 3rd child, so she's definitely going to get some bibs and receiving blankets out of this. And then actually Rama found this bag of scrap cotton fabric. Now I already actually went through this and separated all the smaller pieces. There was a couple of big pieces that I just put on the fabric shelf, but these were all the scraps that I could use for our project today. Now my puppy Jessie has to go to the vet this week to get a lump removed off of her knee. It's not cancerous, thank goodness, it's just a lipoma. So I decided that I want to donate some of these doggy bandanas. So these will be the over-the-collar kind, and they'll also be reversible. So the things you're going to need to make these collars are your fabric, of course. Now I'm going to make a medium-sized one today for my puppy, so I decided to do this green and pink print. And then to make it reversible, I'm also going to use this cute frog print. I think this is really cute. I actually wish there was more of this. You're going to need your sewing machine with matching thread. Today I'll be using cream. I'll also be using my iron and ironing board. And then you're going to need a template. Now I got these off of Pinterest, and I'll just leave the measurements right here. So let's get started. Now the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and take these over to the ironing board and give them a nice press. Make sure I get all the wrinkles and creases out. After I have it ironed, I'm going to lay these so that the right sides are touching. I'm going to grab my template and cut out both fabrics. Now any of these scrap pieces, I'll go ahead and I'll just cut them into strips and throw them into my strip basket. So next I'm going to take this over to my sewing machine, and with a 1/4 inch seam allowance, I'm going to sew right here along the top on the long edge, backstitching at the beginning and the end. Alright guys, I'm over here at the sewing machine. Today I'll be using a straight stitch and my length is a 2.5. So I'm going to backstitch in the beginning, and I'll also be using a 1/4 inch seam allowance. And just keep sewing. So now I'm just going to open this up, and I want to press my seam open. So now we want to fold over a 1/2 inch on either side here and here. So I'm just going to use my little seam gauge. That's pretty good. And then give that a press. And then I'm just going to do that on the other side. So now I'm just going to take this back over to my sewing machine, and I'm just going to sew right down here, just to sew down that little flap about 1/8 of an inch away from our raw edge. And I'm going to do that on both sides. Alright guys, so I'm going to start right here, and I'm going to backstitch, and I actually move my needle all the way to the left. If your machine does not do that, you just want to make sure you're 1/8 of an inch in from that raw edge. So now I'm just going to fold this in half with the right sides touching again. And then with a 1/4 inch seam allowance, I'm just going to sew all the way down my diagonal sides, backstitching at the beginning and the end, and I'm going to do that on both sides. If you want to, you could go ahead and throw in a pin or two. Alright guys, so this time I'm going to move my needle back to its original position. I like to start at the end with our fold and backstitch. I'm using a 1/4 inch seam allowance, and then I'm going to sew all the way down. So next I'm just going to come here and clip the point, but I'm not going through my threads. And I'm going to turn my bandana right side out. Then with my bone folder or a chopstick, I'm going to make sure that my point is nice and pointy, and that my seams are laying nice and flat. And then I'm just going to give this a press. Now finally I'm going to take this back over to my sewing machine, and I'm going to start right here at the end of our stitching, and I'm going to sew a straight line all the way across, backstitching at the beginning and the end, and I'm going to stop at this ending of the stitching. Now I'm not going to do it today, but if you'd want to, you can go ahead and top stitch down the diagonal sides with the 1/8 inch seam allowance, as well as along the top. But I want these to be fast and easy because I need to make a bunch of these for the vet. So I have a friction pin right here, and I'm just going to draw a line from my stitching to my stitching, and this pin will erase with heat. Alright guys, so I have my needle right at that stitch point, and I have this line running right in the middle of my presser foot. So I'm going to backstitch, and then just sew. And just that fast and easy, our little doggy bandana is finished. Now all you need to do is slip their collar through the little opening. So let's go see how this looks on my puppy. Alright guys, so here is what it looks like on Jessie, and I think she looks adorable. And actually, I made a medium-sized one for this video, but it was way too big for her. She is 23 pounds, and the small one fit her perfectly. So I'll go ahead and I'll put 4 sizes in my patterns. So here is the frog side. It looks really cute. And here is the reverse. On the smaller size, I did use this red fabric, and it also looks great on her. If you like this video and want to see more of my videos, go down below and hit that big red subscribe button and give this video a big thumbs up. If you have a question about this video or any of my other videos, or would just like to leave a suggestion for a future upcoming video, leave me a comment. I'll go ahead and I'll leave my Etsy link down below if you'd like to support this channel and see what I'm making over there. I'll also have my social media links down below if you'd like to follow me over there. And as always, thanks for watching, happy sewing, and I'll see you next time. Cutest. You were the cutest.